Looks like a full house here today at the Barton County Sheriff's Office Detention Center here in Great Bend, Kansas. Population 15,000 or so, give or take. It is I, Lamont at Large, your host with the most. Today we're going to talk about the brutal murder of 14-year-old Alicia DeBolt. We're going to jump on the scooter. We're going to buzz around the square here. I'm going to tell you quickly as I can about the case and what happened to this poor girl. So we're going to go back to the summer of 2014. Now, 14-year-old Alicia DeBolt is getting ready to become a freshman at the high school here in Great Bend, Kansas. And she's a cheerleader. And just like any other 14-year-old girl living in a smaller town, doing 14-year-old girl things. Now, sometime in July of 2014, Alicia goes to a party. Now, at this party is a lot of people that she knows from school. There's also some people she doesn't know. And in particular, one Adam Longoria. At this time now, he's about 34 years of age or so, maybe 35. And she's never seen him before. As a matter of fact, a lot of people around here have never seen him before. And the reason why is because, well, he just got out of prison about 3 months previous. He just got done doing about 7 years in prison. Now, this guy, Adam Longoria, he is a creep. He has spent most of his adult life incarcerated in some form or another. He's been to prison for anything from auto theft, aggravated robbery, burglary, credit card fraud, check forgery, you name it. He's pretty much done it. This guy doesn't like to abide by the rules. Now, while he's incarcerated in Texas for those 7 long years, somehow or another, somebody puts him on one of those pen pal websites for prisoners. And one lady, Eva Brown, she likes him for some unknown reason. She's into the thugs, especially the cave thugs like this guy right here. So they start pen paling each other, writing each other letters back and forth. And he gets out. And I'm imagining that he's not on any kind of parole or probation. I guess he cleaned up his time because from Texas, he comes straight up here to Great Bend, Kansas. Hey, he has a place to stay. He has a woman waiting for him. And hopefully, maybe he can get a job. Maybe he has some kind of an intention or another to clean up his life. But no, this guy is just a lifelong loser. And he's in it for himself. So he's at the party and he sees Alicia. And he is, I don't want to use the word smitten, but he sees her and there's something about her that he likes. There's something about her that he wants. And so he goes up to her and he says, "Hey, my name is Adam." And she says, "What's up? I'm Alicia." Now, Alicia is, she's not a stupid girl. She can clearly see this guy is quite a bit older than her and is yet talking to her, which is kind of weird. And so she says, "How old are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm 25. I'm 25. He's like, "Why? Am I too old for you?" And I'm not really sure what she said. I don't know if she's used to talking to older guys. This guy's definitely an older guy. So they're talking, and I don't think anybody at the party is really too concerned with a 30-something-year-old guy talking to a teenager. I don't know what kind of activities they do in Great Bend. Not a good look, guys, sorry. So they're talking, and Adam, he offers Alicia a ride home. But I guess somebody else either had already promised her a ride or she was just genuinely creeped out. So she catches a ride with somebody else, and before she leaves, he says, "Hey, can I get your number?" Now, he gets the number, and this guy is such a loser. The article maybe is kind of written in a way where it appears that he doesn't really have his own phone. So he gives her the phone number of somebody else. I could be wrong in this. It made it seem like he was using his girlfriend's number to give to her. So I'm assuming eventually he gets his own phone. He gets up on his feet. Now, at this time now, he's only been out of prison like a couple months, so he may not have any money at all whatsoever. So she gets a ride home, and this guy Adam, he's pissed off at the person that gave her a ride. He tells him like, "Hey man, you're hating on me. I'm trying to like talk to her, and you're like being a responsible person by giving her a ride home. What gives?" So later on, they start, exchanging text messages. He's, "Hey baby, how you doing? You're so cute. You're a cutie. You're shy. I like the way you're shy. You're cute. Blah blah blah." And Alicia, at first, maybe she's a little bit flattered that an older guy is paying attention to her. But as the texts start coming more frequently, she starts getting creeped out. Now, she tells one of her friends, "Hey, this guy, like, he says he's 25. I'm thinking he's older than 25. You don't look 25. And I'm getting a little bit creeped out. I'm getting a little bit weirded out." However, she likes the attention that an older guy is giving her, even though it's clearly the wrong intention. And, he asks her, "Hey, can I get a picture of you?" It doesn't appear like any kind of sexual pictures that I don't know. I'm not a deep dive channel. There's plenty of other channels you can watch where they want to give you the juicy details of this matter. But she would send him a couple pictures. They would exchange texts. Sometimes he would text her and she wouldn't respond for a while. And just being an obsessive creep, he would say, "Hey, did you get my last text message? Did you get my last text message? Did you get the last text?" This guy is a creep. This guy is a creep. And so this would go on for the better part of a month. Now, Eva Brown, who's the cave thug loving weirdo, she gets wind of the text messages. So she, or one of her friends, texts her and says, "Leave my man alone. He's taken." He's taken. And Alicia's like, "I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, I don't know what's going on here." So this would continue on, and I want to say one of Alicia's sisters or her close friend responded to Eva saying, "Nobody wants your man. Leave her alone. She wants nothing to do with him or you." Now, I'm not a deep dive channel. However, I'm not seeing anywhere where somebody is telling her, "Why the hell are you talking to a 25-year-old man who's really 34? But 14-year-old girls can be quite naive. That's why you need, a lot of times, and some people might disagree with me, sometimes you need both parents in the house. And in this situation, I don't know if both parents are in the house. But we're going to quickly find out that it looks like if they are in the house, they're not really in the house, if you know what I mean. So sometime, it's August 21st, 2014. So Alicia and I believe her mother, maybe one of her sisters, they go out to Wichita to go shopping. There's not much shopping to do here in Great Bend. So they go out to Wichita, they go shopping and pick out some stuff or whatever. And then they proceed to come back here to town. Now, I want to say at this time now, I want to say the date, it's could be Saturday. It could be Saturday, and, there's, in Great Bend, there's not a whole lot to do. There's not a lot of outdoor activities available. But the local teenagers here, they oftentimes, it's boring. You kind of go party, throw a party, have a party. And Alicia, she wants to go to this party. Now, she's texting Longoria, Adam Longoria, and she says, hey, I'm going to a party, blah, blah, blah. And this guy has been trying to smash, guys, a 34-year-old creep preying on a 14-year-old girl, and he's been doing it for weeks on end now. There might have been a time where they actually hung out and had a couple drinks in his car together. I don't know what they've done. I don't know if she willingly messed with him. That I don't know. But she is creeped out by this guy, and she's starting to want to ignore his text messages. So the night of August 21st, 2014, there's a party, and he's saying, hey, what are you doing, blah, blah, blah. She said, I'm going to go to a party. Now, I don't know why. Maybe she doesn't have a ride to the party, but it's approaching midnight. A little after 11, but approaching midnight-ish. And, around 10:30, 10 o'clock, she starts getting ready for this party. And he says, hey, I'll come pick you up. And she says, all right, cool. Cool, we can do that. So he borrows his girlfriend's black SUV. I don't know, it could have been a Ford Escape, some kind of smaller compact SUV. And he tells his girlfriend, hey, I'll be right back. It's about 10:30, he leaves the house. So he makes his way out of the house, and he has all kinds of bad intentions when it comes to picking this girl up. You would think that she would kind of want to know where her boyfriend is going at Saturday night and why you need her car. I mean, guys, remember, he just got out of prison. He does have a job. He got a job at an asphalt company called Venture Corporation. And so he borrows her car, and he proceeds to head on this street right here. This is the street that Alicia used to live on. So he's driving down this street, and he's so excited to pick up this girl because he thinks he's finally gonna get laid. But also, this guy is horny for homicide. So Mr. Creepy Loser Tweaker Scumbag, Adam Longoria, he makes a left onto Stone Street, and he arrives at this house right here, 910 Stone Street. Pulls into the driveway, and she would come out of the house. She was wearing jean shorts and a shirt, and according to one of the neighbors who was either out or doing something, it's summertime, I'm sure it's pretty warm outside, he pulls into the driveway, or maybe he just parks in the street, whatever, and she comes out of this house right here and gets in his car, and she's thinking, oh, we're gonna go to a party. Well, they're gonna go to a party, but it's not the party that Alicia thinks she's going to. So they pull out onto the street, but instead of taking her to the party, Adam Longoria, he has other things in mind. So they come down this highway right here, and they pull into this business right here. This is Venture Corporation. This is an asphalt paving company. So Adam Longoria pulls in here and parks somewhere behind these trucks right here. Now, this is a part of the story that we truly don't know exactly what was said, what exactly took place. But from what I'm about to tell you, I think we can all pretty much guess what happened as soon as they pulled into this establishment. And I just call it the way I see it. This is the location where, after Dem sitting in his girlfriend's black SUV, He probably tries to make a move, cop a feel. She pushes him away. And next thing you know, he attacks her and proceeds to rape her in that vehicle. Now, after he's done, who really knows what was said? We don't know. Because after the act is done, he killed her. So he kills her and dumps her body behind a pile of asphalt. Now, if I were a creep and me trying to put myself in the mind of a rapist, I would have drove all the way from the street into the very back of this venture corporation. And I'm going to assume, seeing a pile of asphalt right there, I'm gonna say somewhere right here is where the murder took place. So he later, after he kills her, he goes back out on 281, goes into town, and he goes to a gas station and he says, "Hey, I need some gas. Do you have a gas container I can use?" And the cashier says no. So he goes outside and he goes into the garbage and he finds an empty oil container, like a little, probably maybe a quart of oil. He gets $1.34 in gas and fills up that bottle. I don't know if it was the 1 quart or the 5 quart jug. $1.34 in gas. He comes back out here and proceeds to douse Alicia's body with the gasoline, and it sets her on fire. Sets her on fire, and then he pulls out of here and he goes back home. By this time now, it's going on 12:30 at night. So after killing her and setting her body ablaze, Longoria goes back home. He goes back home and his girlfriend is looking at him and she's like, "Oh, where you been?" Oh, he said, "Oh, I was out with friends." She notices that, well, it smells like gas in her place all of a sudden. Immediately, Adam Longoria takes off his clothes. He starts getting some scissors or a knife and he starts cutting up his t-shirt. He starts washing his clothes, which is very strange. Why would you come home at 12:30 at night and just all of a sudden start washing your clothes? Washes his clothes, takes a shower, and he tells her, "If you love me, you'll get rid of these," meaning the strips of clothing that used to be his t-shirt. So the next day, Eva Brown, she jumps into her vehicle to go run some errands or what have you. When she gets in the vehicle, it has this very, very strong, powerful stench of gas. And she's like, "Why the hell does my car reek of gasoline?" She can't stand it, it's so strong. She has to drive with the windows down. And now all of a sudden, Adam Longoria, he starts getting paranoid because he is waking up and he's realizing what he did the previous evening. So he starts panicking and he's like, "Okay, I got to establish an alibi." So he starts telling a couple people, "Hey man, if the police ask about me, just tell them that I was with you at Willie J's." And they're like, "No, we're not gonna, like, what are you talking about? This guy's acting very, very strange." And then he starts spreading his own little rumor that, man, somebody stole his phone and they were texting Alicia. Man, hey dude, hey man, I didn't text her, dude. Somebody like stole my phone and then they were texting her and then she was like responding back like she knew, like she thought it was me, but it wasn't me, it was somebody else. So a day goes by, Alicia doesn't come back home, and her mom calls the police. And the police, they come to her house to interview the family members. At this time, Longoria drives over to the home and he sees the cops and he stops by and he goes, "Hey," he starts trying to tell the police, start explaining his, that it wasn't him. He goes, "Oh, hey, I just stopped by, just letting you guys know I didn't have anything to do with this." Now, the cops are acting very, very suspicious, and I'm pretty sure one of Alicia's family members is explaining to the police officer that that's the guy that was texting her, and that I had to tell Eva that nobody is interested in your stupid, ugly prison tweaker boyfriend. So a couple days later, the police are now getting their case together, and Longoria comes back to his job here. And he comes by to get his check, and then he starts snooping around the cars here. He's snooping around the cars, and he finds a vehicle that has its keys inside. So he steals a vehicle from his job and starts heading towards Salina. But by then, they're already hot on his trail. They're already looking for him. And the manager or somebody at Venture Corporation notices one of the vehicles is missing. So they call the police, and it would be, quickly an APB out on this clown. And a Kansas Highway Patrol officer recognizes the vehicle going down the highway. He gets behind him. It doesn't activate his siren, doesn't activate his lights. He's just driving behind them. He's probably requesting backup. And Longoria sees them in the rearview mirror, and he just goes ahead and pulls himself over. Just like that. He stops the vehicle, and of course they do the whole get out with your hands up, walk backwards to me. Backup arrives, and then they take him into custody. It would be about 3 days after her murder when an employee of the Venture Corporation discovered the very, very badly charred remains of who would later on be identified as 14-year-old Alicia DeBolt. Her body was so badly burned beyond recognition that they had to get her dental records just to make a positive identification. Now, of course, the police here would serve a search warrant at Eva Brown's house. They would take her vehicle into custody. And also they would arrest Adam Longoria and charge him with vehicular theft, vehicular burglary, criminal sodomy, and of course, capital murder in the first degree. Now, of course, this guy would deny having anything to do with her murder. And he had already gone around town trying to establish his alibi. Oh, I was at Willie J's with Ivan. Oh, I was at Willie J's with so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. So the question now is, does the prosecutor here in Barton County go for the death penalty, or they just go for life in prison? Now, if this wasn't a death penalty case, I have no idea what constitutes one. However, for some unknown reason, unbeknownst to me, they did not go for the death penalty. So they go for life in prison for Adam Longoria. And the text messages between him and her, they are read out in court. Now, the way that she was murdered was never found out. It just would say on her autopsy report, it would just say homicidal in nature would be her murder. There would be no exact way to know what happened. And when they searched the vehicle, the black SUV, they found seminal fluid mixed in with Alicia's DNA. So that would prove right there that a sex assault occurred in that very vehicle. And later, he would be found guilty of that horrific murder, and he would be sentenced to life in prison. He is never, ever, ever getting out of prison. I mean, he should have actually been executed, in my personal opinion. And this guy, to the end, denied it was him, even though they have his DNA and her DNA mixed together, still denying it, trying to establish his alibi, and nobody went for it. Nobody went for it at all. This is the final resting place of Alicia DeBolt. And I know there's going to be a lot of comments in this video talking about why does a parent or parents let their 14-year-old daughter out at 11 o'clock at night. And listen, all I can say is if anybody is regretful and sorry that this occurred, I would believe it'd be the parents, it'd be the mother, and that she has to live with the fact that this, that happened to her daughter. So, I don't know. Very, very terrible all around. Okay, guys, we're out of here. I'm getting on the highway. I'm heading out of town. Next stop is Hutchinson, Kansas. See you on the next video. Peace out.